a completed film strip package. Package has been completed. The blister is formed. The foil back is sealed on. The cards are placed on the front and back, and the completed package is then fed into a sleeve, and then the box is formed, the product is collated and put into the box, and the box is sealed. First, we'll start off with the back of the machine where the film roll is to your left, and then moving to the forming station. You see on your right is the Infeed, which we'll come back to, and then on to the second roll foil feed, the card feeders, the finished sealing operation, and then down to the end of the machine where the product gets singulated back into the sleever. The process is 12 up. It makes 12 packages at a time. The speed is 216 packages per minute. This is a view from the other end, starting at the singulating station where the product gets ready to go into the sleever, and moving back to the sealing stations and the card feeding stations, a transfer of the product into the card fed station, and then you can see part of the Infeed from this side. Into the machine, you have a hydraulic cylinder to lift the heavy roll. Some of these rolls will weigh over 300 pounds. So we have a hydraulic lift to raise the roll up into position from the floor, and then it goes up onto the rollers and tracks into the machine. Top of the table here, there are a few tracking fingers to keep the material straight, and then it goes down under this roller and back up into the gripper chain. Now the gripper chain is not in this machine, however we do have the gripper chain. It just needs to be assembled. Next we move to the preheat plate. The preheat plate has a movable top and bottom so that if the machine stops, these plates retract so that you don't melt the film. The forming station is for a 12 up blister. This is the top part of the form. There's a box on the bottom part of the form, and the top part of the form is operated up and down with an air cylinder. The bottom part comes up and is operated on a toggle. The toggle is driven by a servo motor. Most of the operations for removing the tooling all are done with air cylinder locks. You can see that this is an air cylinder lock for the former. You'll find other switches like this on the machine for those stations, like the sealing head that seals the foil, the sealing head seals the card, etc. All these things are easily removed without any tools. The system is operated by a Beckhoff industrial PC. You have two touch screens. There is one here while we're down at the forming station. I wanted to show you this one here, which is tied into the other one that's on the other side of the machine, so that you can control the operation from either this end here or the other end, which is actually putting the card on and doing the sealing down further down the line. Starting at the feeding, next we're going to go through the feeding of the product. That comes after the forming of the bottom blister, and the next station will be to feed the product. First we start off with a Hopman feeder, centrifugal feeder. This will orient the product and be able to organize it so it goes into a single file. Hopman centrifugal feeder. It goes through a labeler, which is not part of this system, but can be added. Comes onto this belt and gets ready to be put into groups of 4. From single file, it goes to group of 2, then to a group of 4, as you can see below. Now, looking from the other side, you can see the vacuum cups that pick up the 4 lanes, and they actually pick up 3 in each lane. So 3 times 4 is 12. They will be traveling in a machine direction, 3 up, 4 after the deep. Product filling, there is a checking station to make sure all the cavities have been filled and to identify the ones that have not for discharge down the line. You can also set up this machine to stop if there is a product missing. Next, we must put the foil on. The foil goes on this spool here, and it is pulled down by this pulling device here and gets fed over underneath the sealing head. The sealing head, this is the plate, the sealing plate. The sealing plate is upside down right now, just to show you that it's there. It's the sealing plate and the box for the sealing plate. The two are right here. This is the foil sealing station. Again, you can see it a little better down here. You can see the track where the plate slides in, and you'd have your bottom box underneath there that would come up, and this part will go down and seal. This is also a servo operated toggle, so your pressure is very good. There's no need to worry about that. It's not sealed. Before moving on to the pick station, we must slit the product into 3 groups. So here you have your slitting wheels, and from this point on you will have 3 lanes of product ready to be transferred and cut in the other direction. Okay, once we get to the end of the line here, we have a pick station that is picking up the 3 groups and transferring them. It spreads them and transfers them into that tray that you see there. Now that tray will move to your right, and as it moves to your right, it will cut the product in the other direction. So now you have 12 pieces. Now the first thing we do on the second half of the machine is we have to put this card in that has this window in it. This station here has the magazine, and of course the second part of the transfer conveyor to go in now and pick up the product once that face card is in there. Getting back to the magazine, here's the magazine for the 12 cards. The picker comes up here, picks the card, flips it over, and puts it on top of the product. Now that it's on top of the product, it indexes forward to the sealing station. Here's the sealing plate. We pull the sealing plate out of the machine so you can see the sealing plate, which is going to seal the card to the card. This sealing plate does not seal the blister to the card. It only seals the card, face card, to the backing card. You can see your product in with your backing card on it. This is the sealing station here, and the sealing station is driven by a hydraulic cylinder from the top and an air assist cylinder from the bottom to support the tray. This machine is equipped with an embossing station. It is embossing a code date on each product. You see the 2 products here, and then of course you have 6 products across, 2 up. So it's embossing a code into the card. Now that the product is completed, as you see here, we must prepare it for going into the sleeve machine. So the product is picked up by this unit here. Of course, it at this point is upside down. We need to turn it over. So we will pick it up and we will move it to this station here. We'll deposit it into that turning station. That turning station here will turn the product so that it is face up. Now that the product is indexing face up and is coming 2 deep, 6 across, we have to get into single file. We do this by a progressive move of a set of suction cups that are on kind of a triangle pattern. And as you can see there, the results is a single file. Here is another look at that progressive pickup, resulting in a single file. From the singulating station, we go now into the Bosch sleever. This Bosch sleever will accept the product from the Koch machine and transfer it into the sleeve. Here is the sleeve delivery station. Here is the operator control panel for the PAL cartoning setup that puts the sleeves into the carton. This is just a quick look at the cartoner and transfer machine that assembles the box and places the product in the box. Alright. Okay, so the cartoner is actually assembling this carton with glue flaps and assembling this product 6 and 6 into that carton. So the completed package now is glued closed, and that completes the whole packaging operation, from forming the blister to sealing the foil to cutting to transferring, putting it in the card, sealing it, single filing it, transferring it into the sleeve, and then finally collating it into the carton. That is a complete system.